exploring unknown tech, decoding future unicorns. Welcome to Product X, using the sharp intuition of capital and the hardcore logic of an architect to help you catch the next big event in the global tech sphere. Hello everyone, I'm Rena. Handing an agent real production API keys, database permissions, and corporate credit cards is like giving a toddler a firearms license. To solve this, a San Francisco startup named Runta emerged from stealth today with massive news. Founded by Guanlin Dai, the company just completed a $20 million seed financing round led by a16z. What's most shocking is that their post-money valuation directly surpassed $100 million at the seed stage. They didn't build another model or chat app. They built a dedicated runtime execution layer and Sandbox isolation infrastructure for AI agents. Even if an agent goes completely rogue inside Runta's environment, it cannot delete production files, exfiltrate data, or overspend without triggering a physical circuit breaker. Vivian, want to kick us off?
Hey Rena, hey Nolan, and hello to the audience. I'm Vivian, a senior angel investor at Pre-Angel Fund. You know, when I first saw Runta's deck, I thought, finally someone's addressing the elephant in the room. Every enterprise is terrified to let AI agents actually touch production systems, and nobody had built the safety net. This feels like the firewall moment for the AI era.
Hey everyone, I'm Nolan, former CTO and systems architect at a couple of big tech companies in Silicon Valley. Honestly, I've been waiting for someone to tackle this problem from the kernel level up. The stuff I've seen teams try with basic Docker containers. It's just not built for agents that actively probe and test boundaries. So yeah, happy to dig in.
Perfect. Let's get into it. Vivian, in the current venture environment, raising $20 million at a $100 million plus valuation directly at the seed stage is exceptionally rare. Exactly how massive is the security pain point that a16z sees in the enterprise AI market?
The pain point is massive, and honestly, it's existential. Here's the core shift in Silicon Valley's AI investment strategy. We're moving from betting on model capabilities to betting on insurance against runaway risks. The speed at which AI discovers system vulnerabilities vastly outpaces the speed at which human engineers can patch them. When an agent starts autonomously writing code, sending emails, and spinning up cloud servers in production, its blast radius is no longer just returning a faulty paragraph of text. It becomes a tangible, real-world disaster. We can calculate a very realistic financial ledger. Compute waste can burn through tens of thousands of dollars overnight. Data exfiltration can trigger GDPR fines in the tens of millions, and with spending capabilities integrated, agents become automated ATMs for hackers. A16z is paying a Series A price at seed because Runta is positioning itself as the mandatory gateway prior to all future enterprise agent deployments.
Let me add to that, because the technical side makes this even clearer. Traditional sandboxes were designed for deterministic code, static dependencies fixed at compile time. But autonomous agents dynamically ingest scraped web text and real-time API responses as instructions for their very next step. That's what academia calls stochastic dependency resolution. Many engineering teams take the lazy route, assuming a standard Docker container can restrain an agent. That's dangerously naive. Runta's approach is fundamentally different. They use MicroVM-level kernel isolation with dynamic credential management. Instead of passing raw API keys to the agent, they enforce kernel-level sandbox barriers, so keys never appear in environment variables. They also compress network egress to whitelisted destinations only, driving the mathematical probability of data exfiltration to zero at the physical layer.
Right. That reminds me. You mentioned something earlier about non-breaking resource throttling. That's their elegant engineering breakthrough, isn't it?
Absolutely. Legacy security tools, when they see a model going into a flood of redundant requests, they just hard kill the process. That shatters the agent's chain of thought and causes an immediate crash. Runta developed a runtime proxy engine that intelligently prunes redundant tool outputs. It shrinks massive payloads without stripping away the essential context the LLM needs for its next reasoning cycle. So they protect the system from CPU and memory exhaustion while simultaneously slashing token expenditures. It's a beautiful piece of engineering.
Wait, can I jump in here? Because that engineering detail is exactly why this becomes a platform play, not just a point product. Once you have that level of control, kernel-level isolation, intelligent token throttling, tamper-proof audit logs, you own the execution layer. There will be endless companies building observability tools that look at logs after an incident fires an alert. But only a platform rooted in the execution layer can act as the parent layer and achieve physical, compliance-based interception in the exact millisecond the instruction executes.
Exactly. And that's the generational gap. Traditional cloud sandboxes give you general-purpose containers with static configuration. Native LLM vendor runtimes are tied to specific model ecosystems with lightweight constraints. Runta provides stateful OS environments with deep MicroVM isolation, dynamic credential isolation with physical spending cap locks, and unalterable full-stack autonomous behavior logs. It's not even in the same league.
Okay, let's talk competitive moats. Vivian, from the investment angle, why can't a cloud giant just replicate this?
Because they're not building it as core business. AWS and GCP make money from compute and storage, not from being the guardrail that tells agents what they can't do. It's like asking a credit card company to also build the fraud detection system that blocks transactions. There's a fundamental misalignment. Runta is positioning as the compliance and insurance layer that every enterprise will need before deploying agents. Just like you wouldn't run an e-commerce platform on bare metal without a firewall today, future enterprises won't run autonomous agents without Runta's Sandbox. The network effect is strong. Once you're the standard, everyone integrates with you, and switching costs become massive.
I'd argue instead that the technical moat is even harder to replicate. Maintaining low latency overhead in cross-system, multi-agent orchestration environments is their next big challenge. When multiple agents in separate Runta sandboxes need to communicate, collaborate, and execute microservice calls at high frequencies, compressing IPC and cold start latency to sub-millisecond levels while adhering to firewall and audit rules, that's their ultimate test to graduate from a geek tool to a global enterprise standard. Cloud giants have the resources, but they don't have the focus, and the engineering culture is different.
This is fantastic. Let's do a quick lightning round. Vivian, one word describing the AI security space right now.
Chaos.
Opportunity.
Nolan's favorite sci-fi AI movie.
Terminator 2.
That's terrifying.
Most underrated tech skill for 2024.
Systems thinking.
Same, honestly.
If you could have coffee with any tech founder.
John Carmack.
Sam Altman. Gotta know what's coming next, right?
All right, let's wrap up. Vivian, give us a one-sentence summary of today's topic.
Runta's $100 million valuation signals that AI agent security has moved from an afterthought to a mandatory infrastructure layer, and a16z is betting the farm that they'll own that layer.
The sandbox is the new firewall. Runta's kernel-level isolation and intelligent throttling prove that you can finally let agents loose in production without crossing your fingers.
Fantastic insights, everyone. Through Vivian's financial dissection of blast radius economics and a16z's strategic defensive investing, alongside Nolan's hardcore architectural breakdown of MicroVM kernel isolation, network egress locks, and intelligent token throttling, we see Runta's rise marks the AI industry's entry into deep waters. The prerequisite for unleashing AGI productivity is never bottomless permissiveness. It's building indestructible, transparent physical defense lines around it. Thanks for listening to Product X. See you next time.